Well, a movie crew has been shooting around the Twin Cities at places like Mancini's or Keenan's Bar.
A book written by a retired dentist from Scandia is now becoming a feature film. In tonight's Maury Stories, Maury Glover shows us how Unholy Communion has been a blessing both in front of and behind the camera.
On a warm winter day, a bit of movie magic is being made here in Minnesota.
Camera speed, Mark.
Coordinate Apple, take 3, Mark.
Action!
A film crew has turned a former children's camp in Eden Prairie into a stand-in for the small town of Scandia. And cameras are rolling for a hometown murder mystery.
I never thought that I would shoot here. I just didn't think that it would be a possibility.
It's a homecoming of sorts for Adam Bartley, who grew up in Eden Prairie before moving to L.A.
It's just been a dream. I am right now where we're sitting in Eden Prairie, 5 minutes away from where I started acting, you know, when I was 13, which is so special.
He's appeared on TV shows like Longmire and Night Sky, but this is the first time he's been able to practice his craft on screen in his hometown.
I've spent the last 15 years all over the country, working away from my family, having to zip back to see family when I can for Vikings games, but to be able to go to work and to do what I love and then, you know, have a beer with my brother on the weekends, it's just wonderful. It's been incredible.
Bartley plays a small-town investigator who is trying to catch a serial killer who is targeting priests. For several weeks, Unholy Communion has been filming at locations around the Twin Cities, mostly along West 7th Avenue in St. Paul.
I call it kind of a Minnesota film noir, vigilante, murder mystery. There's strains of forgiveness in the film, and it has kind of a transcendent denouement that leaves people really thinking.
Not only did writer-director Patrick Coyle, who lives in St. Paul, cast 2 native Minnesotans, Bartley and Vincent Kartheiser from Mad Men fame, in the 2 main roles, he also assembled a crew of mostly Minnesotans to be his supporting cast behind the camera as well.
It's really rare. As you know, most stuff comes out of Los Angeles or New York. So this is my 4th feature film. I've shot all 4 in the Twin Cities. And I just absolutely love shooting here.
Cut! That's cut.
The movie is based on the book of the same name by retired dentist Thomas Rumreich. Rumreich says he was sexually abused by a priest as a freshman at St. John's University in 1960. And the 5 years he spent writing the novel was a way for him to process his anger at the Catholic Church.
We are kind of entering a time in our society now where we're more open to talking about these things, and we realize that these things that have happened, these abuse situations, are not the fault of the individual who's been abused. So I became more comfortable talking about it.
Rumreich drew both on that experience and his 16 years assisting the Ramsey County Medical Examiner's Office as a forensic dentist, where he helped identify the remains of Katie Poyer, who was kidnapped from a Moose Lake convenience store by Donald Blum back in 1999 to create his fictional tale.
We were using literally little scraps of bone tissue that we got out of Donald Blum's fire pit. But we were able to identify her. And that was a very interesting case, tragic as it was.
Rumreich says after his book was published, a number of people told him it would make a good movie.
16, Baker, take 1, Mark.
So he contacted Coyle, and the 2 fleshed out a screenplay.
Action!
And found a number of investors to finance the film.
I feel really good about this. I think this movie is going to be really terrific. It's going to be well done, and when I see the enthusiasm on the part of the staff, it's incredible.
Try one more. Yeah.
For Bartley, the role is a chance to demonstrate his range and hopefully shine the spotlight on the film industry in his home state at the same time.
I think we're making something really special. And I really do believe that people are going to be really proud of this film and that it's made by Minnesotans for the most part. And that, yeah, I think people are going to really love the film.
For Maury Stories.
Like this. Perfect.
Maury Glover.
Nick. Is that okay? Yeah.
Fox 9.
Can't wait to see the movie.
Oh, I know. Interesting. Maybe catch the book ahead of time. I like doing that sometimes.
Yeah. So if you want to go see them, they are still going to be around town shooting, and it's kind of cool to go see a production like that.
And men they had a winter where they can finally actually shoot outside with
Right.
relative ease, right?